Right, so borders versus edges. Don't get caught out like this one viewer did on my channel. So I had a comment a good couple of months ago now. He had a garden that he priced for to cut the lawn and edges, trimmed, I presume. Give the price to the customer. She was happy with that. He did the job, got it looking lovely. Did the edges. I assume he went round with a strimmer, maybe the half moon if they needed shaping. I don't know. He thought he did a lovely job. Knocked on the door, said I'm finished. She comes out and she says, "Are you not doing the edges?" In his mind, he's thinking, "I've done them. They're lovely, nice and crisp, clean lines." Of course, she meant the border. So she thought his price was the lawn plus the border or the edges. And I don't know what he charged, but obviously he explained, he said, "No, well, that's the border, I've done the edges." She just probably assumed that was part of the lawn. If you're not a gardener and you don't necessarily know the terminology, you've got to watch out for this, you see, with some customers. I think they got it resolved anyway, but terminology, so to us, some things just seem obvious, but to others and people who don't have a clue about gardening, you've got to lay it out in black and white. Now, that's a great lesson for him. I'm sure that won't happen again. Luckily, it hasn't happened to me, but I just thought it was a brilliant topic for people who are just getting into, starting the gardening business. So So another one that has, luckily I've kind of had the foresight to see it, but another one where people ask you to do borders. If the border includes any kind of like, not hedges because that would be a hedge, but like if there's maybe some fern trees growing in the border, so the customer might assume that includes the border. We might not assume that. We might think, well, that's a bush, that's separate. Maybe not, but you've got to establish this beforehand when you give the price, so everyone knows what they're doing. And this goes back to like other videos I've done, where if you're quoting, however you deliver your quote, whether it's verbally, I always like to write it down in a text message, so you've got it in writing. Is just literally go through every single thing. I've said this loads of times on the channel. Go through every single thing, so there's no grey areas whatsoever. So you're both on the same page. Then she or he, the customer, has the kind of opportunity to come back and say, "Well, I thought you were doing that," or "Are you not going to be doing this time," or whatever. And then you can iron out all those things beforehand, so you don't get in the situation after the event where they're expecting maybe something else and you're going to have issues. I suppose the biggest one is when customers or potential customers say, "I want my garden tidied." That is such an open-ended term for us, but to them, it might be totally obvious what they want, and that is the time when you've got to. And what I do is ask the customer I say, "Right, can you literally walk me around the garden, talk us through it, and be as specific as you can?" That way, again, you know exactly what you're going to be doing. So it's just terminology. Don't get caught short. Have a little think beforehand. Think, is this totally obvious to me and you, or does it need a little bit more of an explanation? Edges and borders is a great example of that. And thank you for putting that in the comment. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.